How are we all? Nice to see you. Sorry about all the login issues earlier on. I'm glad you're all here. Just getting a few more people coming in. There. Hi.
Morning.
Morning.
How are you?
Thanks, how are you? Who's that? Sorry, I can't see who that it was.
Emma.
I'm going to take a piece of paper. I want to do that. I want to do that.
Why do we need to use paper?
Right, let's.
Why do we need to use paper?
Well,
You got Zara later.
Hi, Nicola.
Hi. Oh.
Oh.
I'm not talking about.
Hi, Nicola.
Hi, Nicola.
Hi, Chloe.
Hi, Chloe. Hi.
Hello.
Hi, everybody. Sorry, I put you all on mute. Hope that's okay with everyone. Okay. Give me a wave if you can hear me. You can see the spotlighted image of my desktop. Can you see this? Fabulous. Hope you can all see that perfectly. Hi, guys. Nice to see you all. How are you all feeling? All good, I hope. Okay. We're going to get started pretty much.
There's a few people just struggling.
1 second. Wait for a few more people to come in. 1 sec. Okay, let's check you've got everything, guys. Have you got a piece of A5 paper? That is half an A4 sheet, only because I'm doing it small because we've got quite a lot of details put in today, and the bigger the piece of paper, obviously the longer it will take. So I've halved a piece of A4 paper to make A5, okay? So obviously if you've got A4, that's fine, but just to let you know, it will take a little bit longer if you're doing a bigger one. Okay, for now you'll just need a pencil, and you will need a rubber at hand, okay? So a pencil and a rubber, and then we'll get on to the painting bit first, afterwards. So drawing first of all. Okay, hopefully you're all ready. Are you all poised and ready? Give me a thumbs up if you are. All got thumbs downs there. Hopefully you're okay. All you need right now is a piece of paper, A5 piece of paper, and a pencil for the first bit, okay? Great, lots of thumbs up, fab, we'll get started. Okay. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw these trees first of all, and they're so simple to draw. Sorry, people keep still coming in. Okay, they're very simple to draw. I've drawn 3 trees here, and I think 3 trees is quite a good number. If you want to do more, that's absolutely fine. If you want to do less, that's okay as well. But 3 is just, I think, quite a good number to do in the time that we've got this morning. Okay, so what we're going to do is first of all is we're going to draw from the top of the paper up here,
Sorry,
very lightly.
There's a few people that can you see if you can.
Sorry, 1 second.
There's people.
Okay, very lightly, we're going to draw a line, a vertical line. This is going to be the first tree here. If I move it here, you can see better probably. I'm going to press quite hard with my pencil, but if you guys press quite lightly, because you'll need to rub them out a bit later, okay? So I'm going to take the first line, I'm doing the first side of the tree, this one here. Can you see that line there? I'm not going all the way down, I'm sort of stopping about 2/3 of the way down the page. And then I'm going to do one on the other side, to make the other side of the tree. So do it slightly narrower at the top, and then it gets a little bit wider as it goes further down. Not too wide.
Yeah, so sorry. Using ID is 815.
Okay. Sorry, I've still got people coming in. Okay, so you've got your first tree there. Can you all see that? So you've done that first one there. Okay. Okay, and then the next one, we'll do exactly the same. We'll do 3 trees and move this one along here a bit more. Still see another tree. Again, a light line. This one I'm going to take a little bit further down the page. It's going to be almost as if the tree is a bit further in front of the other one I just done. So it's going to be a little bit lower down. Okay, and then another line next to it. So a bit narrow at the top like before. And then a bit wider. I'm just going to have to pause you for 1 second because there's still a few people coming in. 1 second. Okay, so you've got your first 2 trees, hopefully, everybody. If you want to do just 2, you can do. I'm going to squeeze in a little one up here, a 3rd one. So again, a little bit now at the top. Vertical lines, press quite lightly. I'm going to do this one a bit shorter. This one's a bit further away, so it's going to end up a little bit shorter. And a bit wider towards the bottom. Okay, so what you should have so far are 6 lines actually, 3 trees. So they're all slightly wide at the bottom and slightly narrow towards the top. They all go to the very top of the page, the edge of the page. So hoping you can see that. And I've done them all different lengths. So this is the tree that's closest to me because it's a bit it's in front, and then these 2 a bit further away. Okay. Okay, we'll just let you all guys catch up. Those of you just joined us, welcome.
Hi Liz, we're having trouble getting in as well. Is there another password or something it's saying cancelled?
Okay, have you got the login details?
I did, yeah.
Okay, sorry guys. The meeting ID is 815.
Yeah.
120.
Yeah.
60.
Yeah.
927.
Yeah.
What's the arrow?
And the passcode is 497.
Yeah.
083.
Yeah, that's what we've tried.
So
it's saying.
But you're in there. I don't understand.
No, we are, but
2 other people are trying to get in.
Emma Pierce and Sophie. Sophie Pierce and Hannah.
Sorry,
my cousins. Sorry.
I'm sorry. I don't know.
Okay, no problem. It just says the host cancelled your registration, but okay.
I think a lot of people had that, but I think the same Zoom ID and passcode applies still.
Okay, all right. Thank you. Sorry.
Sorry. Okay, guys, sorry about that. So we've got.
Have you got more people coming into the Zoom?
No one else coming in now. Okay. And then we draw the horizontal line now that goes across here. Now this is the edge of the field. So you need to go behind the trees. You can see my picture here. It's quite difficult to see where I'm going. Okay, here. So probably about halfway up your page, you're going to draw a horizontal line that goes across behind your trees. And that's going to be the edge of our snowy landscape. Emma Ward's just arrived. Okay. Is everyone okay with what you've done so far? Give me a thumbs up if you are. Okay. Welcome to those guys just arrived. Sorry, there was a complication with the Zoom login. We don't really know what's happened to that this morning. I'm really sorry. Hopefully you can catch up though. Those of you who just arrived, we're drawing 3 vertical trees. Lots more coming in now. Suddenly loads more coming in.
Pause and let them get in.
Guys, I'm just going to pause and let everyone come in. I'm really sorry about this.
Is Georgia in? Georgia, can they?
Because they're looking at you, everyone.
Yeah, I kind of don't want that.
Okay, so
Can
can
you
she
turn
turn
the
them
camera
so they don't see her?
No, you're on a Zoom. So
Okay. We just had a load more just arriving. So welcome, guys. Again, I'm really sorry about this. I don't know what's happening with Zoom this morning. It's not being our friend today, so I really apologise. Those of you who just joined us, if you can draw 6 vertical lines to create 3 trees, which is slightly narrow at the top and then a little bit wider at the bottom. And then a pencil line that goes behind your trees. So you sort of stop at the tree and then carry on, stop at the tree, carry on, stop at the tree, carry on. And then we should all be up to speed, hopefully. Okay. I'm going to carry on, and then I'll give you a chance all to catch up in a second. Is that okay with everyone? We'll keep stopping and starting today. I think that might be the best way to deal with it, I think, today. Right, okay, so we've done our 3 tree trunks and we've done our horizon line. What we're going to do now is we're going to do our branches. So these are the ones which are going off a diagonal from our main trunks. Can you see those on this tree, on these trees here? Can you see that? So on this one, I've done 2 branches coming off this tree to make like a Y shape, and then 2 off this one and 2 off this one. Now branches are generally what they are, thinner, narrower than your tree trunk. So whenever you're drawing trees, always make sure that your branches are skinnier than your tree trunk, make it look more realistic. Okay, so and they also all grow upwards as well. So I'll show you how to do it on this one here. So when you've got your trunk in place, you're going to draw a diagonal line. I'm sort of doing it from this tree up here. It's going to go off the top of the page, right up the top there. Can you see that? So it looks like it's growing out of the trunk, which it is obviously. And then I'm going to do a smaller one, slightly or a narrower branch like that there. So it's smaller than the trunk. Can you see that? It's thinner. Hopefully you can all see that. And that's your first branch done. Okay. Okay. All right, and we'll do two branches on this tree. I'm going to do the next one a little bit further down. So you could do it directly across if you wanted to, but I think it looks more natural if you do it a slightly different place on the trunk. So I'm going to put it on this side, and again, I'm going to go into the corner, the edge of the page, like this, with one line. And then another one underneath it, again, slightly thinner than the trunk. Hopefully you can all see that. So you've got 2 branches on that first tree. Don't worry about all the little twiggy bits yet. We'll do that later on with our fine liner. Okay. Okay. Ready for the next tree? Give me a thumbs up if you're ready for the next one. Great. You guys are doing brilliantly. Thank you. Super deeps, let's go. Right, so another vertical line, no, not vertical, diagonal line going up. Now you might find that it sort of touches the next tree. So what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to just go behind that tree and carry on that line to the edge of the page. Can you see that? I just literally stopped where the tree is and I carried on the line after the tree. Hopefully you can all see that. And then I'll do another one on top. Like that. So it's hiding behind that tree there. Okay. I think I'm just going to do one branch on this tree actually.
Sorry, Liz, I think there are people waiting to be let in.
I've let everyone in that's in the waiting room.
Okay, sorry.
That's okay. Okay. Right, let's get to the third tree if you're there.
Sorry, Liz, have you hit lock accidentally?
Nope, don't think so.
No, because there's about that lots of messages from people saying they can't get in. But if you haven't got locked on and there's no one in the waiting room,
I've just let somebody else in just now, so it's definitely not unlocked.
okay, that's cool. I will let them know.
Sorry. Okay, third tree if you're ready. I'm going to do quite a low branch for this one, I think. So another diagonal line going up there. And then a thinner one, and it's another branch just there. So you've got a little branch there as well. Okay. No, it's not unlocked. It's definitely not unlocked, just check.
No, there's no reason why they can't get in. There's
Okay. Okay, so you've got your other branches there. Great. I'm going to put one more branch in. I think I might do it on this side up here. Now this one's going to cross over that last branch, but it doesn't matter. I'm just going to hide it behind like I did before. So I'm going to do another diagonal line going up here. Okay, we're going to have a bit of a break while you guys all catch up.
where do all these
Someone just asked if you need a silver pen. You don't need a silver pen, and definitely not at the moment. You might, if you want to use silver pen later on after the session's over, you can do, and I'll show you what to do with it, but you don't need it right now, okay? You just need to have a pencil and a piece of paper at the moment. That's all you need, and watercolour at the ready because we're about to start painting. Okay. Is everyone ready for you to move on? Sorry to those guys that just joined. I hope you managed to catch up okay. I don't know what's going on with the login. Something very bizarre is happening with Zoom. Maybe because everyone in tier 4 is Zooming this morning, I don't know. Okay, can you just give me a thumbs up? For those of you who I can see, can you give me a thumbs up if you're ready for me to move on to the painting part? Great, thanks guys, that's really helpful, thank you. We'll do another pause when we started painting just to get you all started so you know what you're doing. Right, okay, grab your paints now and your paintbrush. You need your slightly bigger paintbrush if you have it. I've got this size today, so I'm going to do this for the background. So we're going to start painting this area here in between the trees first, okay? By the way, this is being recorded, so if you do want to catch up on it later, you can do. If you have missed the first section, don't worry because it is recording. Okay, so pop your brush in the water. You can choose whatever colour you want to do for your background. I chose like a grey kind of bluey grey background, like a snowy background. You don't have to if you don't want to. You can choose, you can do like a sunsetty colour if you want to. You can do blue skies. I'm going to stick with my grey, but you can choose any colour you like to do, all right? And what we're going to do is we're going to paint with water, first of all, these sections around the trees. Now this is called negative shape. So we're painting just with water these shapes here in between the trees, okay? We're not painting the trees just yet. We're just going to paint the negative space in between the branches, all right? So it's a bit like a sort of a patchwork where we just paint the shapes around, and it's called negative spaces. Okay, I'm going to mix my colour up. I move that out of the way. You don't need to see my paint palette. You couldn't see that one though. There we go. Let's mix a nice grey. Right. When I mix grey, when I'm doing painting normally, I mix blue with a little bit of brown. And I know that sounds really weird, blue and brown, but actually it does make a really nice sort of stormy sky colour. So if you want to give that a go, you can do. You can see my blue paint on the palette just there. I'm going to mix it with a little bit of brown. And can you see it's made like a stormy grey colour? Can you see that? So if you want to do that, you can. sorry, first of all, we're going to paint this with water first of all. So the negative spaces we're going to paint with water. Be careful you don't go on the branches. Keep the branches dry, the tree trunk dry, and just paint in between those shapes. I'm just going to do the first section first of all. So this side of the tree first of all, just to show you, and then we can do the rest of it in a minute, okay? So while that's still wet, I'm going to pop my brush and my paint and just plop the paint on. I'm just going to dab it on. And you'll see, because it's already wet, the paint spreads really easily around that bit there. Can you see that? The camera doesn't make it, makes it quite light and pale, but you can go quite dark if you want to. So I'll do this bit down here as well. You might need to mix some more paint. Watercolour doesn't go that far. I've got some more paint going on now. So just filling in those spaces around the tree. The reason why I put water on first of all is because it makes it look nice and blotchy and not too like solid colours. It's quite nice and effective. And I've actually left a little bit of white there as well. I don't know if you can see. You can do that too. Just adds to the effect. Okay, I'm just going to pause there, guys, so you can just all catch up. If you want to move on, you can do this area here as well. All right. So remember, water first of all, just in the negative spaces, the shapes around the branches, and then your grey or your colour that you're doing on top. All right. I'm just going to mute myself and then just check on messages and stuff. Someone's just asking what colours make the grey. So I'll hold my palette up so you can see what I've used. I mix two colours. I mix this brown here, which is actually called burnt umber, raw umber, if you want to know that. If you've got the squeezy tubes one, you might say that on the tube. And then I also mix this blue together as well. So a bit of water to make the grey, a bit of blue and a bit of that browny colour. It's kind of like a chocolatey brown colour and that sort of mid-sky blue. They make the nice stormy colour. Okay. Hope everyone's okay. You can always pop a message in the chat if you want me to answer any questions. Okay, I'm going to move on to the next stage very shortly. Just give a bit more time for everyone to catch up. I'm guessing most of you are doing on A5 size, so it's a lovely small size. But if you are doing on A4, it will take longer, just so you know, obviously because you've got more area to paint. Okay, you can probably see from mine that actually as mine's drying, it's drying quite blotchy, but that's fine. Go for that because it looks really good in the last, when it's all finished. If you do it too solid, it doesn't look as effective. Okay, so it's good that it dries in little colours, sorry, little blotches. Okay. Okay, when you're ready, pick up your smallest brush that you have. I've got a small one here, it's actually a size 0. Sometimes on paintbrushes you see the numbers, the number of it. Actually, this is a 1, sorry, not a 0. Don't worry if you're not done. I know some of you guys joined a bit late, so don't worry. It is being recorded, so you can always play it back if you need to. Okay, I'm going to carry on, guys, if that's okay with you all. So with your little brush, you're going to mix a much darker grey. So this time I'm going to use the actual grey I've got on my palette. So much darker grey. Not black. If you have only got black on your palette, just water it down a bit so it's not black, but like a dark grey instead. Okay. And then super carefully, you're going to go down the trunk of your first tree, because this should be the driest side. So we're going to paint this side first of all. So it should be dry this side and wetter that side. So down the edge of your tree, on the left-hand side, the first side you drew, you're going to draw a dark grey stripe. So if you can see this, just down one side of that first tree trunk, all the way to the bottom. Okay, doesn't have to be very neat, don't worry if it's not neat. Okay, we're going to do one tree first of all to show you, and then you can move on to the next trees in your own time, okay? With that same grey, put a bit more paint on your brush, and you're going to do tiny little horizontal brush strokes, which are slightly curved, that go around the trunk of the tree. Don't know if you can see this. I'm going to hold it up so you can see a bit closer. Oops, there we go. Can you see that? So tiny little grey marks, grey horizontal, slightly curved horizontal lines that go around the tree trunk. And they obviously get bigger as they get down towards the bottom, because that's where the thicker part of the trunk is. I'm doing some close together and some further apart, more spaced apart. And it's already beginning to look like a silver birch tree, which is fab. Okay. Then what we're going to do is on the trunks as well. The branches, they should be nice and dry now. We're going to do a little grey line on the bottom half of those trunks. So a little skinny grey line that goes down the bottom half of those trunks, creating like a shadow. Okay. And I'll do it on the other branch as well. So right underneath that one. So if you can see that one very clearly actually. So I've left the top bit white because that's almost like where the snow has been gathered. If you want to make those a little bit darker, those branches, you can do. I'll make mine a little bit darker, probably so you can see it better. Okay. Don't worry, because the outline of your tree is going to be, we're going to put black fine line around the outside of your trees. So you will see the edge of your trees more clearly when we're completely finished, okay? But we'll do the fine line at the very end. Okay. So if you're ready, move on to tree number 2. Again with your dark grey. So you'll stripe down the edge, left-hand side of your tree, a dark stripe, dark grey stripe. all the way down the bottom. This one's coming out a bit darker actually, that's okay. All the way down. I've done this one a little bit more wobbly, just so you know that you can do it wobbly if you want to. So it's not a completely straight line, it's gone a bit wobbly, but I quite like that. It's a tree, so it's going to be a bit wobbly in places. It's a natural form. And then do your horizontal lines that go across as well. Here's the dark grey, the same colour as the background. It needs to be a little bit darker, just a little bit darker. I'm going to slow down, sorry. I'll slow down, that's okay. You guys can catch up, it's fine. These trees are identical to each other, so the process is exactly the same for all 3 trees. So we're not doing anything different in each of the trees. So once you've done one, you'll know how to do the others. So I'm doing my little grey horizontal lines going down. Slightly curved again, because the tree, the trunk of the tree is round.
Do you go a bit slower?
I'm going to go slower, sorry.
Mine's really bad.
I'm sure it's not. I'm sure you've done a brilliant job. It won't look very much at the moment, but when you put the fine liner on it, suddenly everything gets transformed, I promise you. So keep going, bear with me. Okay, I'm going to do my 3rd tree. Oh, I haven't done my branches yet on that tree, have I? I'll do that. So underneath the branches, I'm going to do that dark grey colour. Underneath that one, and taking that branch, because that one goes all the way up to the side, so I'm going to make sure I carry on that colour all the way up to the side. Okay. If you are ahead and you want to get a step ahead, that's fine. Just grab your rubber. You can rub out, if it's dry, you can rub out the line between your tree trunk and your branches to get rid of that pencil line. Only if it's dry though, don't if it's wet because you'll tear the paper. But if you are ahead and you just want to carry on with it. Okay. Okay, I'm going to move on to my 3rd tree. With my dark grey again, down that side. Grey stripe going down. Okay. And then my little horizontal lines again. Going around the tree trunk.
Have you got anyone else joining?
One more. Yeah, Lisa.
Lisa, yes. Okay, so it works out.
Lisa, welcome. I'm sorry you're late to the meeting. I don't know what's going on with Zoom this morning. I have recorded it, Lisa, so you can catch up with it later on. I hope that's okay.
Thanks, Liz.
Sorry.
It's all right.
I've got my husband going on the computer on the other one, trying to sort it all out for one.
I can imagine. Right, go on then, you carry on.
Okay. So Lisa's just started, I know. If you just draw 3 trees with
I
pencil.
tried to copy it off the photo and I'm at a similar point.
Okay, perfect. Okay, I'm going to move on to the next stage. Oh, I haven't done my tree trunks, my branches again, sorry. Keep forgetting to do that. the darker shadow underneath these branches here. There we go. Okay. Okay, guys, you all right? Well done, everyone. You're doing really well. If you want to, and it's not too wet to hold up, you can hold it up to the camera and show me if you want, and show everyone else. If you don't want to, it's absolutely fine. It's completely optional. Brilliant. Who's that? Let me see. Got some of your names. Ella, that's looking great. Hux, I love the colours of yours. The dark grey, it looks very stormy. Is that Matthew's family looking good? Anna and Kitty, fabulous. I'm just going by the names on the bottom of your screens, guys, so I'm sorry if your parents' names are on there. Elaine Gosden, I love it. Well done. Who have you got tape? Who's that with you? Was that Ben with you or Josh? Hi.
Joshua.
Hey, Josh. Let's see. Oh, Evie, I love yours. Very good, guys. Well done, Tilly, looking good. So many of you today.
Anyone else waiting?
No, not yet, no. Eliza, Theo, Henry, I think it is. That looks good. Well done, everyone. We'll have another look at them a bit later, the next stage. You've all caught up really well. Thank you. Right, okay. Right, now with your brush again, hopefully your first tree should be nice and dry. Just give it a bit of a touch and see if it's dry. It should be. Now pick up your little brush again and pick out your black. We're going to go a little bit darker, do one more layer of paint, and then we're going to, on the trees, and then we're going to add a little bit of fine liner and a bit of collage, okay? So pick up your brush with a tiny bit of black on it. We're going to go even darker with the grey now, okay? So that you can see my palette here, I've gone there. Can you see that colour? It's quite dark, it's almost black. Might be a bit too black actually. I might add a bit more water to make it a bit lighter. There we go, that should be right. Okay, we're going to do the same as we did before with our line, but this time you're going to go on the slight outside. So you're going to go over the pencil line this time of your tree trunk. So we want to make sure that we still see that light grey line you've already drawn, painted, sorry, but we're going to do a really skinny line this time with your darker black, sorry, darker grey on the pencil line. So you're going over the pencil line. I'll show you close up. There, can you see that? So yeah, you can still see my grey line I did, but I've just done a skinnier, darker grey line on the outside of that. And then take that all the way down each of your 3 trees, okay guys? Just covering up that pencil line as best as you can. All the way down. And actually, when I get to the bottom, I'm going to do a tiny little mark line that goes out like that. Can you see where the tree roots are? You've probably drawn trees like that before with the tree roots. Can you see that there? And then on this side, I'll go that way in a minute. But it just makes it look a bit more like a tree. We're only going to paint on one side of the tree to start with. And the branches, do the same with the branches, painting over that pencil line you did before, but making sure you can still see the light grey. So leave this side of the trunk free. So we're only going to paint one side of the main trunk. So I'm leaving this one completely free. Okay, move on to tree number 2. How are we all doing? All good? Over the pencil line. By doing this, it's creating more of a cylindrical shape, like the tree trunk shape, and making it look 3D. And then my little line that goes at the bottom there. Okay. And then onto the other branch. Like that. Now you might find if you've used your used quite a lot of paint on the grey stripe before, it might suddenly bleed into the black, but that's okay. We quite like it when that happens with watercolour, adds to the effect. So if it's not quite dry, don't worry too much, because it will just will still look good. Put a bit more black, I think, to mine, a bit darker. Okay. All right, everyone. And then underneath this branch as well, the dark bit there. Oh, we didn't do the dark bit there. Okay. Okay, let's move that further in. Right, guys, when you're ready, pick up your fine liner. So find your fine liner. If you're not ready, don't worry.
Is a gel pen all right?
A gel pen's fine, yeah, that's fine. Just make sure with a gel pen you don't put it onto anything wet, because it will just go everywhere. So just make sure that your paint's completely dry. You can always dab it with a bit of tissue paper just to make sure you haven't got any extra water on there. Just soak it up, otherwise the gel pen tends to bleed a bit. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to start just on this tree up here, this branch up here. And what I'm going to do is I don't know if you can see on this one, I'm going to do a very fine black line along the edge of my branch, but it's not going to be a solid black line. It's going to be a broken line, which means it's not going to carry on all the way down. It's going to stop and start a bit. Okay, so I'll just show you on this one that you can probably see. Oh, hang on, that's the wrong pen. The right pen out, otherwise that won't look good. Okay, the right pen. Oh, I have a pack of fine liners. Which size are those? Good question. I've got a 01 size, so probably the finest one that you've got, the thinnest one that you've got. You don't want a Sharpie because that might be too, it definitely will be too thick. Okay, so 01 or 02, 0.05 is a good one too. The thinner the better. Right, so I'm going to do a little broken line. I'm doing it, so I'm pressing really light with my pen. And so it's almost like skipping along the line a bit. It's not in a very straight line. It's a wobbly line. Just along the edge there. Can you see that? Ooh, too close. There we go. Can you see that? It's like a broken line. Is biro okay? Biro will be fine, yeah. You might have a slight sort of bluey tinge to it, but biro should be okay. And then you're going to go down the main trunk of your tree, doing exactly the same, like a broken line, stopping and starting. Welcome, Steads. I'm sorry you've taken so long to get in. I have recorded it, so I will send you the link so you can catch up. Apologies. Okay, so take your black fine liner all the way down the broken line, all the way down the tree trunk, and then into a little line that goes to the bottom as well there. Can I use grey or is black better? You can use grey, that's fine. But don't forget the top bit of the tree as well. Broken line. Okay. And then, while you've got your fine liner in your first tree, you're going to do exactly what you did before. Do you remember what you did, the little horizontal lines that went across? You can do the same with your fine liner, okay? But really, really lightly, little horizontal, slightly curved lines going around the tree. So like you did with the paint, just with the fine liner now. You might want to do some dotted lines as well. They look quite nice. Dotted sort of curved lines, like dashes. Okay. And I'm going to do the same around my branches as well. So curved again. Little curved lines. I'll hold it up close so you can see to the camera. Hang on. There we go. Can you see that? Little curved lines. I'm going to do a bit more up there as well. Don't worry, we'll do all the twigs and everything in a minute. We'll just get these lines in first. Okay. Now down the other side of your tree, so this, the side that we didn't put any paint on, this side here, we can use a bit of black fine liner there as well, but not too much. Again, just stopping and starting, and then up the side of your branch there. And stopping and starting down the other side of the tree, really lightly with your pen. It's difficult to see in this light actually, but, and then I'm gonna do the other line here as well. My tree, the bottom, where the roots are. Okay, and then this branch up here, I didn't do the lines on that one, so I'll do that one now. Little curved lines. It just shows the shape of the tree really, and the shape of the branches. So rather than being flat, it looks more 3D. Okay. Now you've done your first tree, apart from the twiggy bits. Sorry, I haven't done the top of the branch here. Let's do that. Now to do twiggy bits, can you see on this one here? We've got little twiggy bits coming out the tree trunk here, just like, it's like a sideways Y shape, like a Y on its side. Can you see that? In fact, they all are pretty much. So we can do them coming out the top here. We can do them coming out the other trees as well. Got a little robin, which you can do as well later. We've got space for robin. Okay, let's put those in. So I'll do a little line here. Little Y shape. Another one here. Might put another little branch on that one. Twigs are very easy to draw with a fine liner. I'll do another one here. Again, press quite lightly with your pen. You don't want to go too heavy with it. I might just do another one up the top here. So they're only little twigs, they're not other branches, okay? They're just little twigs, so don't go too heavy with them. And then just do all of that, excuse me. Just do all those little twiggy things and the little black fine liner on your two other trees as well. So I'm gonna do that now. I'm just gonna mute me so that you guys can, we'll pause for a second and you guys can catch up if you're not at that stage yet. Send me a message, guys, if you want to say anything or ask any questions. I'm just going to do the rest of the trees. Hopefully you guys are at that stage too. Don't worry if you're not. Well done, Hux, he's done. Very good. Okay, do a few more of those black lines going across. What's that say? Fine line, paint line because the black is too thick. That's okay. Don't worry, Tilly, I'm sure it'll look great. Okay, down the other side. Okay, I'm just gonna finish off this last tree and then show you what to do next. Don't worry, I'll pause again though, so you'll have time to catch up if you need to. I was looking very busy, which is good. Right, need some more twigs. Okay. If you want to hold it up, I'd love to see them. We've got a couple more things to do. These are looking beautiful. Lovely. I don't know all your names, I'm sorry. I've got the name that's at the bottom of your screen. Olivia, that looks lovely. That one there. Amelia, looking good. Very good. Annie, I love it. They're brilliant, guys. Well done. Okay, we'll have a look at them all in a minute. I'll put you all on Scannery in a sec. Okay. Is anybody ready for me to move on to the next bit, or do you want me to pause for a second longer? I think I will move on. If you have got a silver pen, that's great. You can use that. So do exactly what you did with the black fine liner of the horizontal lines, okay? If you've still got some space there, you can put some silver marker on if you want to. If you've got a silver marker, if you haven't, don't worry. Okay. Now, I'm going to now paint in the snowy bottom bit, this bit here. Can you see here? It's quite icy blue colour. Well, it's very, very pale. You can barely see it. But we're going to mix a very, very pale blue, and we're going to pop it on in horizontal brush strokes across the bottom, okay? Being very careful not to go near your black line, because otherwise, if you haven't got a waterproof pen, you're going to have a bit of a smudgy area. So just be very careful if your pens aren't waterproof. Most fine liners are waterproof, but I wouldn't risk it. Okay, let's get your bigger brush out then. Give it a good old clean. Okay, I'm going to mix a bluey, this sort of colour here, my mid blue. So actually the same blue I use for my sky when I mix it with my grey, but I'm going to get it really, really watery, so it's very, very, very pale blue. So much so you can barely see that it's a colour, really. Okay, what size brush? I would go, I've got a size 6 one here, so you can go for that. Okay, so we're going to go across little horizontal lines across on the snowy bit by your trees, but I'm not going to touch my trees. I'm going to try and avoid my trees as best as I can, as I said, because of the pen, don't want it smudging. Okay, so underneath you can do like a blue, it's just to make it look like a sort of snowy, icy scene. Okay, so lots, don't want to do vertical, you want to do horizontal, so lines that go across. In between your trees and underneath your trees. You can barely see it because it's so pale. You don't want to go too blue. If it does look a bit, if you have gone a bit too blue, grab your tissue paper and just blot it with a bit of, so it takes the paint off. Okay, don't rub it, just blot it. And just do that obviously before it dries. Okay, I'm gonna put a bit of blue down the bottom here. So lots of horizontal, just in quite quick brush strokes really, to make it look icy. Going up to my horizon line. Don't know how well you can see that. Again, the camera's not particularly bright, but can you see that? It's a bit wet, so it's a bit shiny. Hope you can see that okay. Okay. Everyone ready for the next bit? If you have a look at the one I did before, you will see that I've got tiny little bits of newspaper stuck on the trunk. Can you see that tiny little bit just there? Can you see that? And a bit further up there as well, on that tree trunk just there. And I think I've only got three on that first tree, 2 bits of paper, and then, sorry, 3 bits of paper on the first tree, and then 2 bits on that middle tree. Tiny, tiny little bits of newspaper. Can you see that? So we're going to be cutting out little bits of newspaper. So if you are ready and you're ready to move on the stage, we can move on to that now, okay? So grab your little scrap of newspaper. Don't worry, Fawn, that you can add the twigs a bit later on. That's something we can add later, don't worry. Okay, so with your newspaper, cut it along the same direction that the text goes. So you want to cut it horizontally as if you were reading it, basically. And you're going to just cut one long strip to start with. It's a bit easier. There we go, got a little strip there. Can you see that? Literally just one sentence, I think it is. Can you see that? And I'm just going to chop off that bit at the end. It's got a bit of colour on it. I don't want the colour. I just want to have it the black and white text. Can you see that? Okay. And just lay it on top of one of your trees that you want to stick it onto. So for this first one here, I'm just going to lay on the bit of paper there. And I'm just going to work out where I need to cut it, how big I need it to be. So it's actually quite small, this one. I'm just going to lay it on there like that. Don't know if you can see that. Can you see that? It's my first bit of newspaper, just there. And then when you're happy where you want it to be, you can stick it on. So what I do is I put it on top of the Pritt stick like that. Can you see that? And then I just rub it. And then put it on that there. All right, so you want to probably have about 2 or 3 bits of the newspaper for each tree. So they're really, really tight. You don't need very much at all, obviously, very, very small amount. Okay, I'm going to put it on my glue, give it a rub, and then put it on my other tree, sorry, top of my tree. I'm only going to do it actually on the tree trunks. I'm not going to do it on the branches. Okay, I'm only going to do it on the main trunks. It just makes it look like, it just adds a bit of interest really, and adds a bit of texture to your painting. So it's not all about painting, it's that. It's called mixed media when it's a mixture between collage and painting and drawing. It's a bit of everything. That's why it's called mixed media. If you don't want to stick newspaper on, you don't have to if you don't want to. In the past, I've used silver ribbon as well. That looked quite nice, like a skinny silver ribbon. So if you want to use that, you could do. You could add that bit later on today. Add another bit here. So I'm going to do 3 on this first tree. Whoops, won't stick now. Another one up there. And I'm going to do a couple more on this one. So I'm going to lay it on and see how much I need to cut. There, I think. Put it on the glue. Okay. Do another bit. That's quite a large bit actually. Let's see if we can put that in the bigger bit. A bit too big up there. Let's put it down here. Are you all okay with this bit of it? Oh no, someone's dog ate the glue. That's not good. I hope the dog's all right. Oh dear. Do the words have to be the right way up? No, they can be upside down. If you want them to be upside down, that's fine. I've used musical notes on this before as well. So old music paper, which is quite pretty. So you don't have to use newspaper, or you could a bit of magazine. As long as it's not too, anything that's sort of black or white, as long as it's not too, or grey, as long as it's not colourful, I think it will be good. Oh, French newspaper, definitely French. Yeah, perfect. Who's that? Hux. Okay, I'm going to carry on doing a few more for my third tree. So I'm lining them up right by the edge of the trunk. The edge of the newspaper is going right up to the edge of the trunk. It's quite fiddly, this bit. No, you don't have to do the words if you don't want to. That's fine. Okay. Okay. Everyone looks happy. Tilly is eating pigs in blankets while doing that. That's very festive, Tilly. I think I need a mince pie. Okay, everyone's got some lovely fun things we're doing this afternoon.
Just say. Oh, this, I was just saying, I think you need a mulled wine to go with that mince pie.
I probably do, actually. A bottle of. I don't know what's going on today. Anyway, I think everyone's here now.
I've got right.
Okay, I'm not going to do any more of my newspaper because I could overdo it. Okay. How are you all doing, guys? Are we all at that stage? Are we past that stage? Are we coming up to that stage? Let me know. Because then I want to show you how to, if you want to, you can do the cute little robin.
How do we have to do the blue on the floor?
No, you don't have to. You can keep it really, really white if you want to. That's fine. I was just trying to make it look so it looks a bit more snowy, because snow's got a slight bluey tinge to it because it's ice, isn't it? So, or ice, it's cold. So I just tried to make it look a little bit more snow, but you don't have to if you don't want to. It's your painting. Has anybody done a different coloured sky background? Has anyone done like a sunset sky or a blue sky, or has anyone done anything a bit different?
I did stars in my sky.
That's a really good, I love that idea. That's a really good idea. Who's that? Silver tinsel. Someone got silver tinsel on there. Is that George? Hux has got a dark sky. I think it goes like a nighttime sky, I think. Yeah, if you want to, you can put stars in the background. That would look really nice. If you wanted to, you could do that with a silver marker pen, or you could do it with watercolor. Won't work on top of black because it's already quite dark. But you could use a white gel pen or a white marker pen, chalk marker, silver marker to do little stars or snowflakes in the background if you wanted to. If you want to draw a robin, you can do that. I'm going to do that now. Your messages, sorry. Oh, someone's going to an online panto. That sounds good. Right, okay. I'm just going to show you how to draw really, really quick and very easy. Oh, who's that? I cut out words like trees and forests. Oh, that's perfect. Perfect. You could also cut out words like Christmassy words, couldn't you? Or something festive. Let me show you how to draw your robin quickly. He's very, very small, so I'll hold him up to show you when I've done him. Okay, it's kind of like a teardrop. I'm going to put him in the same place I did my one up here as well. It's like a teardrop shape, first of all, to start with. So press really lightly to start with. And you're going to sit his tummy, a bit like an egg shape, really, rather than a teardrop shape. But he's got a bit of a, like that sort of shape. Can you see that? Oh, hang on. There we go. Like a teardrop shape. This one's quite a fat robin. Little egg shape just there. And then down this top bit here, I'm going to draw a little line because that's going to be where his tail is going to go. So I'm doing his little tail. Actually, I'm going to press quite hard so you can see it better. I can rub out my lines hopefully later. So you've got a little tail sticking out just there. Can you see that? And then a tiny little line for his beak, just there, coming out the top of the head. Okay. And birds' legs, they're not actually vertical. They actually go at a slight angle. I don't know if you've noticed it before, but they go at slight diagonal, sort of like that shape. I've done a lot of foot, claw. What do birds have? Cool. You see that? And then the rest of it I'm going to paint. So I'm going to give him his red tummy and his black back with some paint. So I'm going to use my tiny, you can do it with felt tip pen if you'd rather actually, or fine liner if you've got coloured fine liners, coloured felt tip pens, they're really, really fine, you can do it. I'm going to show you how to do it in paint though. So I'm going to do his back first of all, so I'm going to mix the brown first. You don't need very much paint obviously because it's so tiny. So I'm going to do tiny little brush strokes on his back. So half of the shape basically is going to be brown, and down his tail as well. I'm going to leave a little white gap in between the brown bit and his red tummy. So it's literally just past, just underneath the middle bit. Okay, and then red. I've got a really nice kind of orangey red here. I don't know if you can see that. Again, the colour's not great today for some reason on the camera, but it's a nice orangey red. And I'm going to put that on his belly. Now again, because it's watercolour, the colours may blend together, but that's all fine. I'm going to try and leave a little space because robins do have a little bit of white in between the red and the brown. You can see that. Hold up so you can see it. And the rest of the bird gets done with fine liner, which is easy. Here he is. He hasn't got an eye at the moment. I'll put the eye in with a black fine liner when he's completely dry. Can you see him there? You do 2 robins if you want, or loads of robins. You have to do 1. Yeah, we can do the eye with the fine liner. Evie, that's fine. Just wait for it to be completely dry there before you put the eye on. Unless you put it on the white bit. If you put it on the white bit, it'll be obviously there's no paint there, so you can put it on there. I'm going to do that there. There we go. There's a little eye. And you can put a little line as well where his legs are, black fine liner line.
Could you zoom in a bit?
Yep. I'll hold up, it's easier, isn't it? Hang on. Can you see that?
God, mine's so small.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's the way she's done that. This is cool too.
Okay. And then one last thing with your fine liner, and hopefully your snowy ground is all dry. You can do some little tufts of grass that are sticking out.
Just tufts of grass.
Little tufts of grass. Can you see on the one here? We've got little tufts of grass here.
Screen on.
No.
Oh, okay.
Sticking out of the ice. Okay. But just with your pen, you could just do some little flicky lines like that. Again, I'll hold it up so you can see. Like that. So little tufts of grass or something that's sticking out of the snow. Maybe at the base of the tree, because that looks quite cool actually. And there's the bigger ones at the front, maybe there. Don't go crazy with it because you don't want to have too much of it. And that is it, guys. I wonder whether anyone wants to show me their work. I really would love to see them. I'm going to put you all on gallery. If anyone wants to show me their work. Brilliant. Wow, you should be pleased with these guys. They're looking brilliant. So now you can all do watercolour. Oh, sorry, who's that?
She can't.
You all right?
Have you unmuted me?
I'll mute you all, don't worry.
Thank you.
Let's see, guys. Looking good. Is that Amy? I love it. Brilliant. Annabelle, love yours. Well done, George. Fab, Josh. Well done, Elaine. Who's that? Ali, love them. Did Mum do one too? Yes. Frankie, have you got one there to show me? Love it. Flo, brilliant. I'm just scrolling through, see if I can see you all.
Just press the little X at the top then.
Or someone, can we do footprints in the snow? Yeah, I love that idea. Put footprints in, that'd be great. Love it, guys. They are brilliant. I'm really pleased. And again, I'm massively, massively sorry for, don't know what happened with Zoom this morning. Some of you couldn't get on. I'm really, really sorry. I don't know what happened. It's one of those things, I think. Hopefully it'll get easier. Well done. Ella, can I see yours? Brilliant, well done. If anybody wants access to the recording, Annabelle, well done. If anyone wants access to the recording, I will try and get that out to you either today or tomorrow, maybe today, hopefully. Well done, Clemency. Fabulous.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, guys. Have a nice Christmas.
Thank you. The woman is really good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Merry Christmas.